trust is deeper than love. You know, if you can't trust somebody, it doesn't really matter if you love them or not. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to have that element of trust, and that is non-existent here. Hello, my name is Mrs. Melanin.
And I'm BELEAF Mel.
And we're here with episode 237 of How Married Are You?
My name is BELEAF. This is Eve. I've been married 14 years. Is that how it goes? You want to do the rap?
Tuesday and Thursday, shawty. No, because I don't know. I will do it off beat.
I've been married 14 years. In California, we got 4 kids. Relationships scary. It's very necessary. Sure lover struggles. Ask how married are you? On a Tuesday and Thursday, shawty. If you're listening, you're in the wedding party. It's okay if you want to put your hands up. You got the questions. We got the answers.
It's chocolate baby story time.
Chocolate baby story time.
It's chocolate baby story time.
1, 2, 3, and yo.
You go first. Yeah.
It's chocolate baby story time.
Okay, so the kids have been wanting to start their own YouTube channel, and they love Beyblades. They're like crazy about Beyblades, and I'm not really crazy about them doing it on a YouTube channel just because, you know. But Anaya was asking me if I can buy her a new stadium, like a new Beyblade X stadium. And before the Target ban, the Target, what do they call it? Boycott happened. I was like, all right, well, I'm in Target. Shouldn't have been in Target because I was like 2 black people in Target. I was like, I'm not supposed to be in here. but I grabbed this the Beyblade X stadium, and I brought it home, and they were so excited. And I told Anaya, she was like, can I open it? And I was like, yeah, you can open it when you can read these stack of words. And she has these words. She's been struggling with her reading or whatever. And so I'm like, you know, let's just get this over with. You know what I'm saying? So you learn these words and you can open it. So we've been going pretty hard, morning and night, going over the words. And she has like maybe 6 or 7 words left. And I think it's like, how many words in there? I don't know, like 40 or 50 words. So she has, you know, come a long way. So I'm pretty proud of her right now. So yeah.
You should be proud of yourself too, babe.
Yeah, thanks, babe.
Good job. So I don't know if I mentioned this already. I don't think I have. But in our little situation that we are having here, we in the kids' room, like they all share like one huge space, but it's like, imagine a rectangle over here and a rectangle over here, and they're connected by a rectangle in the middle. So the rectangle in the middle is more of like a common area. We have a couch set up for the kids to hang out and do all the things. And then on the one side, we had Anaya set up, and then on the other side, we had all 3 boys. Well, Anaya, like, she thrives with people, right? Like, for her birthday's coming up, and she's like, Mom, can we just have a family day? Like, because we're not doing parties this year. So she's like, Mom, can we just have a family day? And I was like, oh, okay. Like, she just wants us all to be together on her birthday and just be doing whatever she wants to do. And so that's just how she is. Whereas Theo, our oldest child, is very much so like he values his space and whatever. So I ended up switching them. So Anaya is now in this rectangle with Uzi and Uriah, and then Theo is in the rectangle by himself. And I just think it's so interesting how like Theo is also a child that understands delay of gratification. So, and he knows me very well. So he's like, because before I will allow screens, you have to get your schoolwork done. You have to do your hygiene checklist. You have to do a whole bunch of things. You have to play outside. There's like a checklist of things you have to do before screen time is earned. And so lately I've been noticing that when Theo wakes up, he like cleans up his room. He's making up his bed. And the other day, he not only took care of his area, but he straightened up the common area because he was like, and then when it came time for screens, he was asking me, Mom, can we have screens? And I was like, well, I was going through my list or whatever. And he's like, I already knew you were going to ask that. And I did not only my space, but I did the common area. And I just think like, it's amazing how much that child is my child. You know what I mean? Like, because we are very much so aligned in that way. And I just love him having his own space for himself.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting when we move.
Yeah, it is interesting too, because I do think I am noticing that there is a dynamic between the youngest three where they all just like, the youngest two love Raya because Raya is more playful and whatever. And then Theo kind of sometimes feels like the loner, but he also really loves Raya and enjoys spending time with Raya. So it's an interesting dynamic happening, and I'm hoping that we can foster it such that they all get along and love each other and all the things. But the other day, actually, I'm going to save that chocolate baby story time.
Okay. All right. Yo, we
write it down.
I really want to hop into this email because I feel like we're going to be here for a while. So, welcome back, guys. My name is BELEAF. This is Yvette. My name is Glenn. This is Yvette. But we both go by BELEAF, Mel, and Mrs. Melanin. And we've been doing this podcast on and off for about
7 years.
7 years.
Almost 8.
Right. If you go back to the beginning, you'll see Anaya as a baby. And then you'll see somewhere maybe around episode, I don't know, 50 or something like that, Uzi's born. Like, it's crazy, like, how much growth has happened between us and the family. Mm-hmm. And then...
Yeah, so don't go all the way back. If you knew, don't go back.
Yeah. It was so crazy because my cousin called me. He was like, yo, I was listening to the episodes and you guys have helped me so much. He was like, man, I actually started going to therapy because of you. Mm. And I was like, really? I was like, why? He was like, bro, like the way you've grown since the beginning, a couple episodes, you were tripping. And I was like, bro, I don't even go back and look at those because I know I was tripping. But apparently there's been a lot of growth. So shout out to therapy and shout out to y'all for just keep coming back and rocking with us, man. Like, I know we're inconsistent. I know that there's been some times where you're kind of like, man, are they ever going to do this again? When are they going? But you guys know that we over here handling real family business and we're not over here, you know, doing crypto scams or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to take people's money. Like, we just out here surviving, and trying to thrive for sure. You know what I mean? So
trying to move into
we thank
thriving.
you so much. We thank you, the wedding party.
We do.
So give yourselves a round of applause.
Yes.
For coming back and listening, for liking the videos, for subscribing. If you're watching right now, just go ahead and like the video. Leave a comment. Share this with someone who you think is going to be valuable for. But let's hop into the email. It's a long one.
It's a long one.
Okay, go ahead, babe.
All right. Hi, Yvette. And the title is God Showed Up. Now I'm about to show out.
Okay.
All right. So, hi, Glenn and Yvette. I'm writing to share my story. And let me just say, thank you so much for paragraphs. I love paragraphs because it breaks things up.
Right.
Anyway, hi, Glenn and Yvette. I'm writing to share my story, one of faith, revelation, and painful crossroads where truth and marriage intersect. As I approach my 9th wedding anniversary in 2025. Oh, okay. She wrote this in 2025.
Praise God.
We're only a couple months removed. I was like, wait, when did she write this?
What episode is this?
This is 237.
Okay.
I find myself reflecting deeply on the journey that's brought me here. My husband and I began as two high-income professionals with similar dreams but different paths to achieve them. 6 years ago, we made the conscious decision to scale back my career to build our family, although still working a corporate job full-time from home. Today, we have 4 beautiful children under the age of 6, and I've poured every ounce of myself into creating a nurturing home for the entire family. While I stepped back, my husband has pursued his career ambitions relentlessly, though with modest success. His pursuits have repeatedly drained our savings and pushed us deeper into debt than we've ever been. But the financial strain, while significant, isn't what keeps me awake at night. The reality is that I'm drowning. Despite countless conversations, texts, and even shared memes trying to communicate my struggles, there's a disconnect that seems impossible to bridge. I've become everything to everyone: full-time professional, primary caregiver, cook, cleaner, chauffeur, room mom, family doctor, and keeper of the endless mental load that comes with running a household of 6. Girl, when I voice my need for help, my husband's
say
solution...
it like that.
No, I understand. I mean... Never mind. Just let me read. When I voiced my need for help, my husband's solution was to hire an au pair. An au pair.
That's first time you seen that word written down, huh?
And my husband,
Because you've been saying that to me for a long time. Go ahead.
My husband's solution was to hire an au pair we couldn't afford, adding another person who needed my guidance and care. Girl, we got a nanny, but I understand that. It's like another thing to manage. Anywho, but it's a helpful thing. Once you get it locked in, it's helpful.
Yeah, you know Yvette gonna have some smoke after this, because she is amening the whole time.
No, I'm not. In our 7th year of marriage, while pregnant with our youngest, I turned to God for clarity. I specifically prayed for him to reveal any blockers that were keeping our marriage from thriving and reaching its full potential. The answers I received shattered my world, and I constantly remind myself that these revelations came as a direct answer to this prayer. My Lord. First, the Holy Spirit revealed that my husband has a 9-year-old son he had hidden from me, conceived while we were dating and born just 1 week before he proposed. My Lord. Not only did he hide this child from me, but he also hid our marriage from the child's mother. His family knew everything and was coerced into keeping this secret. While he attended birthday parties for this child, he's been largely absent as a father. When confronted, my husband callously stated he planned to let me discover this truth at his funeral.
We got another one. We got another bad man.
Our attempts at therapy have been futile, as he lies to the therapist, deflects with jokes and empty promises of future luxury
hell no.
once he completes his education. Wow. The second revelation.
What was that?
Let me read the sentence again. Can you hush? Our attempts at therapy have been futile, as he lies to the therapist, deflects with jokes and empty promises of future luxury once he completes his education. The second revelation was equally profound. I'm still in love with someone from my past, my college sweetheart.
She's still in love, or he's still in love? She's still in love.
This is a first person email, so yeah.
Oh.
Our young love ended abruptly when I moved away, prioritizing my career goals over what I was too immature to recognize as true love. Years later, when I called to tell him about my engagement, we both held the phone and cried. His tearful requests for me to reconsider spoke to the anxiety I was already feeling but ignoring. Recently, I learned he's now divorced, and in what feels like a cosmic sign, he named one of his children after me and another after my beloved's deceased relative. My Lord.
Oh, God.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Glenn.
Oh, my gosh. There's so much going on here. I don't know if I can recap this. Goodness gracious.
I know. I feel like you just gotta be in for the whole thing. Wow. I would never reach out to him while married. I couldn't deny that in my quietest moments, I dream of a life where we reunite, build a family together, and grow old side by side. I can accept the existence of my husband's child, but I cannot swallow the decade of lies. When my husband laments that he's lost me, he's right. The joy and vigor with which I once served our family has dimmed. His recent request for another child...
Request? You think this is Denny's? IHOP? Oh.
His recent request for another child feels particularly tone deaf given his neglect of his firstborn. Girl. Oh, I'm sharing this story because I'm at a crossroads. My faith led me to truth, but now I must decide what to do with these revelations. I keep returning to the fact that these truths were revealed through prayer, not through snooping or suspicion. But through seeking divine guidance for our marriage. The weight of maintaining wifely duties while processing these betrayals has become unbearable, I can imagine. Thank you for providing a platform where stories like mine can be shared. Sometimes the path to healing begins with simply being heard. Sincerely.
All right, let's just take a little moment of silence just for us to kind of recoup from that. What's her question?
Yeah, I don't know if there is a question. It's like I'm sharing this. I keep reminding the wait. Let me see the beginning. Was there a question?
All right, so just to recap this, if you made it this far, you need to recap. I'm gonna try to do the best I can, but basically, young lady has been married 9 years with 4 kids. And that was our exact situation. Uzi was born in our 9th year of marriage. No, 8th year of marriage, I think.
He was born in 2019 and we were married in 2010.
Yeah, you're right. So our 9th year of marriage, and like I wouldn't say he's a serial entrepreneur. I guess he's a serial something, and his business ventures has not worked out.
They've gotten them into debt.
Gotten them into an extreme amount of debt, right? And what I thought was interesting is that she said, and through conversations, memes, and texts, she's been trying to communicate, hey, bro, this ain't working out. And after a while of like all this kind of her light being dim, she was revealed.
She prayed to God.
She prayed to God, and it was revealed to her that he had a 9-year-old child that he's been hiding from her. And he's also been hiding his marriage from his baby mom. And he said, once confronted, that he was going to tell her about this when he died at her funeral. Like, have the kid. Like, when he died, that's when he hoped that she would find out, right?
So he wouldn't have to be the one here to deal with the repercussions.
Right.
What the heck,
right.
man?
Then they went to therapy and he lies to the therapist. Major red flag. You can't lie to the therapist, bro. That's crazy. And then she also was revealed by God that she's still in love with her ex.
College
sweetheart who cried when she told him that she was getting engaged. He even named his child after her.
And one of her beloved relatives.
And he's divorced. Wonder why.
Recently divorced.
Goodness gracious, that dude's a fool. How you gonna name your children after an old ex? That's wild, right? Respectfully. And now he's asking for another kid.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And so she's basically wondering whether or not to stick around in this relationship.
She didn't really ask that. I'm sharing this story because I'm at a crossroads. Okay, so she's at a crossroads. She's like, my faith led me to truth, but now I must decide what to do with these revelations. Now, I feel like, we can chime in here, but the Lord has been showing up and showing out. So I feel like he can definitely tell you what to do at these crossroads. I'll tell you what I would do. What would I do?
What would you do?
I have no clue.
That's a really good one. What would you do?
I don't know. I feel like
I think you do know.
You think I do know? I think finding out about a child 9 years into marriage is wild. I feel like that is like some extreme betrayal. And then I'm willing to like try to work through this and go to therapy, but you're going to sit in the therapist's office and lie to the person. Those are two things for me that I'm like, I'm out. But here's the thing that I want to caution against. I feel like it's one thing to have these issues in your marriage that are like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm moving on because I feel like apart, we would both be doing better as individuals. But leaving the marriage to go to the college sweetheart, I do not think is a wise decision. You know what I mean? Like leaving the marriage for something versus leaving the marriage because of something. There's a line there that needs to be paid attention to because the grass is not always greener on the other side. And you are now 9 years at least removed from this guy. You don't know what he's like and who he is and what he's into. You know what I'm saying? So I would just even if you do end up there, I would just say slow down. Yeah, you get out of this relationship, experience some healing, spend some time with the Lord, and then see where the roads may lead. But don't leave and then jump over here. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I don't know though. I do know. I probably would go my separate way.
Okay. So
would I don't know.
I think you would.
I think I would.
I think you've seen some of this before.
Yeah.
Some of the behaviors. Like I think there is a little bit of things that you would be kind of triggering for you that will already be a red flag. But I think the child and like the lying to the therapist, that would be like the wave kind of crashing.
I'm out.
Yeah. So I think you would be out. I think that she's fought, though. I think that she's made a valiant effort.
Yeah. Because I'm just saying, like, I have a good husband. No offense. But, like, I'm partnered with someone who, like, you know, good quality man over here, right? But to have 4 children, to be a stay-at-home mom, to be all those things that you described, to need the support that you need, you know what I mean? Like, it's already heavy. But then when you add these other things on top of it, the debt, the extra child that you didn't know about, the lying to the therapist, it's like, man, I have tried to push through this so much. And now you got to add this. I don't think I can do it. Because if you were to come to me right now, woo! Because I'm like, okay, well, 9 years old, or like whatever she said, like the child was conceived. The child was before they were married. Okay. That's one thing, you know.
He's also a deadbeat father to this child.
To all the children, really.
What?
Wait, didn't she say, what did she say? In our 7th year.
He wants to hire an au pair.
First, the Holy Spirit. Okay, so in their 7th year of marriage, the Holy Spirit revealed that they had a 9-year-old. So 2 years before they got married, by the time they got married, this child was 2 years old. And it was conceived 1 week before he proposed. Conceived 1 week before he proposed, so he cheated on her
while they were dating. Yeah.
Dang. Oh, Lord Jesus.
You know, part of me, this is just, y'all gonna hate me for this.
Uh-oh.
But sometimes when the ladies write in, I wonder what the other side of the story looks like.
What does it matter what the other side of the story looks like in this scenario?
It doesn't matter, but I would just love to hear some areas of growth that she needs, because it seems like a Tyler Perry flick to me. You know, because this is what I saw. She said, through conversations, texts, and memes, she's trying to communicate that his business ain't working. So I just want to know a little bit, like if you could give me a little bit to like help me understand a little bit of your mindset, because I don't think she's wrong, you know what I'm saying, in wanting to leave, but I'm just wondering if he was also a part of the conversation, what would be some of the blockage that he doesn't know how to communicate? Like I would want to know, like, what are some of his issues with her? I just want to know. You looking at me like that?
It's irrelevant.
Okay, it's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. He started their relationship off on a lie and has continued to lie for 9 years, and is continuing to lie in all these things being revealed to her. So that to me is irrelevant. Like we've already talked about. We recently had a conversation with a friend, and she basically was like, trust is deeper than love, you know? And if you can't, and we've come to understand that, I think, like just from that conversation, I feel like that has been a really deep truth that we have come to understand. Like if you can't trust somebody, it doesn't really matter if you love them or not. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to have that element of trust, and that is non-existent here.
Okay, so here's my issue. What happens when trust is gone? Is that an automatic ticket to leave?
It depends on what kind of trust.
Right? Like, yeah, trust is gone. She has no trust in him. How does he get that back? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's repair that needs to be done here. First, one thing, you can't. It's so hard. This is why marriage is so difficult, because it's not just about you trusting that person. It's that he doesn't even acknowledge that there's an issue. And when someone doesn't acknowledge that there's an issue, there's more to be done about how do I communicate this? Hey, it's not that I just don't trust you. There's no security in our love. There's no foundational truth that I can stand on in our relationship. God is speaking to me because you won't.
Ooh.
You refuse to live in your truth. Now God has to tell me in my dreams.
Oh, my
There's
Lord.
a problem here. You have a problem, not even with me, with God. Because he telling on you. How do we repair that? And if you can tell me that there is no repair, then I will leave. And you need to divorce me. Or I need to divorce you. You need to, we need to split, but I need to be compensated. Because there's
He
no
can't compensate her. He's put them into debt.
Something like it needs to be, hey, because we're not talking about, I'm just talking logically. Here's the logical thing, right? You're a liar. You refuse to tell the truth. To me, you refuse to tell the truth to your therapist and yourself. You're living a lie. Okay. You've put us in a position to where our family is fighting for survival. I don't feel supported in our home, and you want to bring an outside source so you can pursue your dream. Okay. Now, we're not talking about being a man. We're not talking about your manhood. We're talking about someone who is the leader of our family. You're not it right now. Okay. So because you've lied about that and you've admitted that you're a coward because you wanted me to find out about this child at your funeral, right? What truth am I standing on here? There's nothing solid for me to stand on. This is a wobbly ass bridge, right? And I can't stand on this. You know what I'm saying? You want me to leave, right? You're joking when you say you want another kid, right? that belongs at the Laugh Factory. You should go tell that joke somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get her just moving in logic. If I'm him, I'm like, you're absolutely right. I've done nothing but disappoint you, and I've shamed everything. I don't deserve you. Here's what I'm willing to do in order to gain your trust back, right? What is that?
What could he do?
Who knows? But, I can say, right, that there's issues with Yvette and I've talked about this before with Yvette and I in trust. Okay. There is a certain amount of things that and this is why I brought up, hey, what is going on with her? Because there's certain things that I tolerated. I allowed Yvette to play with me for right? I don't like when you make those faces because it seems like you have so much to say.
I know. Well, it's sometimes I'm I want people to have context because it's not like I'm out here running these streets cheating on this guy.
No. She's not running these streets cheating on me or anything like that.
Or even hiding money or anything crazy.
No, yeah.
Wait, ooh. Why did you say no?
Because that wasn't out of the sphere of influence that you had. There was a time where you wanted to keep money for yourself just in case I went crazy.
Yeah, but you know that. It's not hiding money. It's just I need to put a savings away for myself. I had issues, y'all. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Anyway, so the hard part is I know that you wanted to, I knew what we could be, but showing you that and you believing that was two different things. I don't know if you knew there was a problem. You know what I'm saying? So when you bring up to somebody, hey, you have a problem. This is an issue. We have a serious problem. I don't want to be here anymore. Right? The other person's kind of like, oh man. Right? You're right to leave me. You have every right to leave me. Here's what I'm willing to do. Here's what I want. But I don't want you to leave. Please don't go. Here's what I'm gonna commit to. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that this is how this should go. I'm just saying that I would love to see this not feel like a case that she's building.
Yeah.
I would love to see it being like, man, 2 + 2 = 4. You have told me these things, and this is not what I thought our marriage was going to be like. How are you going to rectify this? Because I feel like I've been given permission by God to leave you based on the information. It's start with an A. Right? It's I've been given permission by God to leave you. I don't know if there is. I believe it's redeemable.
Yeah, and that's what I was. Go ahead, keep finishing your.
I'm not telling you to stay though. I ain't telling you to stay though. You know what I'm saying? You are at a crossroad. It has been given to you. You know what I'm saying? By the Lord. The fact that you knew that the kid was 9 is crazy, and God didn't tell you. I mean, God told you that, and you didn't have to snoop. That's incredible. Now, I believe that God has an answer for you as well. Like it's not up to us, not about what we would do. I just want you to think about things from a full circle perspective. Is it redeemable? Yes. Of course it is, right? Is it worth it? It depends on what you are looking for in this life. You know?
Yeah.
I think for Yvette and I know that Yvette gets better. You know what I'm saying? Like she grows. And so things that may not make sense right now, she'll get it eventually. You know what I mean? It's just whether or not I can work through those things. But if you're dealing with someone who has gotten worse as the time has gone on, then, I think that's something to look at. And I think one of the biggest signs that Yvette gets better was from like how we engaged in intercourse. Because it went from like, I don't want to talk about this to be like, no, move this way, do this. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like it went from like no communication to like, we're here now. And that was like, oh my gosh, this is, she can get better in multiple different areas, So did you want to add?
I was just going to say as well, like, we don't, like, the Lord has the power to redeem any and every situation. In the past several years, I've heard of stories of marriages where I'm like, there is absolutely no way I could have stayed in that marriage. And yet today, these people appear to be having like strong, healthy marriages. You know what I mean? And there's one marriage that I'm thinking of in particular that was like a ton of deceit, like literally living a double life. And then there's another marriage where there was like abuse and addiction and like doing streets, like on the streets, in the streets, on both parts, like both of them were wilding. And yet the Lord has been able to redeem their story and to use their marriages to like, bless other people, other marriages. And so I do believe that the Lord has the power to redeem any and every situation. I don't know what he has for this. I really don't. But I would just encourage you, like you've literally been praying and the Lord has been speaking. And so for me, I'm like, just remain in his presence and allow him to direct your path because there is definitely, you have his ear.
Yeah. And I don't think
your ear is attuned to his voice.
And I also think that like, ain't nobody going to judge you if you leave.
Either way, yeah.
Like if you leave that man, ain't nobody going to judge you.
Yeah.
I believe too that doing it without being blameless while doing it is best. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about like righteousness, like people can't really exist around that. Like he'll leave. You know what I mean? I don't think you should put yourself in the position to where your family's suffering. Like, I don't know. Like, what does it look like for her to go back to work? But she's got 4 kids. And a little baby, right?
I don't know.
They've been married 9 years. They got a 2-year-old.
I think a 2-year-old, yeah.
I think they got a 2-year-old now. I want more for her.
Yeah.
And I hope people understand what I was trying to ask. Like, what happened to where sometimes, man, like our gripe with individuals is not necessarily with them. It's how we allow them to treat us. You know what I'm saying? I allowed a lot of people play with me for a long time. And I think Yvette has realized, like, I'm not even going to try to talk you out of it because you be right, man. Like, he needs to know how you feel, especially with the business not attached. You know what I mean? Like, nah, this is just, we're homies. We not homies. We ain't cool like that. Don't say my name to nobody. Don't tell nobody you know me. You know what I'm saying? Because we not cool like that. And I think I allowed a lot of things. And I can look at our relationship and be like, yeah, there was trust issues, mainly because we didn't address these issues way before, or I let Yvette get away with this.
So in essence, like for context, I was willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, and Glenn was not when it came to certain people having access to our children, right? Mm-hmm. And so it took me a while to realize that I was putting my children in jeopardy by giving said person's benefit of a doubt, right? Mm-hmm. So just to like talk about what the trust issue was, or
yes.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I feel like that's just the better way to explain that versus what you did earlier.
Okay.
And I understand there's going to be people listening to this trying to use context clues, and there might be people who know exactly what we're talking about and get offended, and that's between you and you.
Yeah,
I am not concerned.
And your
but
savior.
That just is what it is, that certain people did not need to have access, and it took me longer than it took Glenn to come to those terms.
Yeah. Yeah. So in this situation though, I don't know. I think that it's important for you not to be played with. Because you are a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know if God was telling me things about Yvette, or vice versa, and she brought those things up to me, I would feel shame. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I would feel like, dang, like I blew it. It seemed like this person doesn't really have remorse.
Remorse, yeah.
And that's not how it's supposed to be. Like, you're not supposed to be in a situation like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to say, for his response to be like, I was expecting you to find out when I was like going underground.
Get him out of here.
Yeah. Instead of, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I would really love to know how that conversation went.
Yeah, back and forth. Like, I would like to know how it started, how it ended.
Yeah.
I need to see the freaking
like,
transcript.
I prayed to the Lord and he said this and this is what, and he's like, yep, well, it's true. How'd that go down? Anywho, God bless you, woman. You, I feel like it, I mean, from what you've shared, it seems like you are really seeking the Lord in this, and that the Lord is really showing up for you in this through it all. And so I just pray for continued guidance in that. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your story. I don't know who else, if somebody in the comment section, y'all need to encourage this woman. Y'all need to go to the comments and encourage this woman. Okay.
Yeah. I think that, we probably have a lot of people who are in situations like this. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of times we hear stories of these women in the relationships, man, that are like so fitting for a Tyler Perry film. And I'm sorry, Tyler Perry is getting way too much smoke for me, and I apologize because I'm really proud of that man. But he don't make movies for me, not one bit. His content is not for black men for sure. Mm. Anyway, how married are you? I asked you first.
Nope.
I asked you first.
How married are you?
How married are you?
You know, I'm still married. Now, the end result is not always great, but I'm so married that, like, you know, I think ultimately Glenn would love to be vegan. And I'd be out here trying to find recipes and do the things to help him. I found this one recipe that was like a raw vegan meal, and I made it, and it's fine. It's vegan. Like, it was decent, but he and I made a couple things. It was like a raw vegan
Tuna.
like taco meat, and then there was the raw vegan tuna
out of carrot shavings
and relish and a vegan mayo. And but yeah, he's just not eating it. And so I'm so married that I continue to try and put these things in front of him, and he just don't eat it. And then he be talking about me when I say I don't belong in the kitchen. But the facts are the facts, because I don't know. I just get discouraged. I don't know. This isn't a good How Married Are You? But that's what it is. I'm so married. I keep trying.
You keep trying. That's good. That's good.
Trying. How married are you, my love?
I'm so married. The other day you were in the RV working on your book, your devotional, and I was just in there just trying to give you some fuel, so you kept working, and I made you some scallop fried rice. No, I gave you scallop and noodles. Was it scallop?
He brought me breakfast, lunch, and dinner, y'all. Yeah. I don't know. He brought me 3 meals.
Yeah, and all of them was like from scratch. The kitchen was effed up.
I was working diligently on getting those edits done. And I will say it's obvious when I am not present in the home. Because while I am grateful for the food and all the things and Glenn holding it down, cleanliness is not a priority for him.
I be trying so hard.
He's just like, the kids are alive, everybody's fed, let's keep it going.
I be trying so hard to keep the kitchen clean. It's just so difficult. Mm-hmm. It is so whack to me. I need to do better at that for sure. I've been saying that for like probably 3 years, 7 years. 15 years. Every season.
How old is Theo? 12 years old.
I've been saying that, man. It's so hard for me to do that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think because I'm creating and I'm not following a recipe, it's probably like, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff is flying. In my mind, it's like, it looks very creative to me. Like a scene from Ratatouille or something.
I will say that the day that Glenn was bringing me the 3 meals, before I left to go work in the RV, I cleaned the kitchen. So you had like a blank slate. Yeah. And I feel like that inspired you to actually get in the kitchen. So I feel like I set myself up to be fed, and I appreciate that. I don't mind cleaning the kitchen.
Would you rather clean the kitchen than cook?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What do you do?
I would rather cook than clean the kitchen.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I mean, I can meal prep all the meals for sure. I can do that.
Okay.
All right.
Well, and that's just how married we are.